Liz, I'm afraid of heights.
What you have to do is ask yourself, is that fear real or not? Because most fears are not. Like this one is just in your imagination.
Cu o experiență de peste 30 de ani în domeniu, cu mii de persoane care frecventase cursurile în toată lumea, Liz Bourbeau, fondatoarea centrului Ascultă-ți corpul din Canada și autoarea peste 20 de volume, îmi dezvăluie secretele unei minți frumoase și ale relației dintre mental și fizic.
It's the mind that controls the body. So it starts in your mind first. So if you start having other types of thoughts, then the physical will follow.
If thoughts can control me, how can I control my thoughts?
By observing it. What you think makes you feel a certain way and makes you act a certain way and has different reactions in your body. This is the hardest part of my teaching, and this is the hardest part for people to understand because they try to understand mentally. What I talk about when I say observing, it's just like you go out of yourself and you observe that there's a part of you that has a fear, and it's miraculous. It's not mental. It's not a mental attitude because this is a spiritual attitude to be observing what's going on in your physical body, your emotional body, or mental body. So if you say, okay, now there's a part of me that is afraid right now, you just observe it and you just, okay, I'm afraid because I imagine things and I use my imagination for something that I don't really need. Okay, now, what do I want in life? What do I really want? I want to be able to stand in a high place and look down and just be okay. And this is what I want. So why can't I start imagining what I want instead?
So am I attracting things in my life, like even accidents, diseases, or happiness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and if I'm attracting them, am I guilty?
No. You attract them so that you learn through those things. Because I call it my God self, my inner light, my spiritual being inside of me is always wants for me the best for me. And this God self attracts things that we don't like just to let us know that we have ways of thinking that we should change. It's our way of thinking that we are not aware of that is attracting it. But there must be a reason why this is happening to me. You are in the observing state. I understand that it's not easy, especially if you have something, you just learned that, say you have cancer and you might die of that, or a loved one is very sick. At first, it's normal to have a reaction, but if you have a choice, you can stay in that reactive state and be miserable and feel bad for months, for years, or you can one day, after a little while, it's normal at first to have that reaction, but there comes a day where you must say, well, am I happy thinking like that? Am I happy with these thoughts? What do I want in life? You see, you have to get back to what you really want, because the fears, they bring us where we don't want.
Exactly.
Because you are thinking about what you don't want in life, so you put attention to what you don't want, so you create it. We are always creating. But do you want to create what you want, or do you want to create what you don't want in life? We attract that disease to know that we have a way of thinking that's not good for us. So a way of thinking that's hurting us, hurting my soul, as much as the disease hurts my body. I've been teaching this for 32 years, so I can just tell you that I have been witness to thousands and thousands of miracles of people that healed themselves of diseases that were incurable. So I've seen it, so I know that everything is curable, but it always depends on the person. If I'm angry at the disease, it will get worse. But if I say, thank you for my body, for this disease, I don't know what it means yet. I don't know what I have to learn about that yet, but I will find out. But I know that this disease is there for a reason in my life.
And that means listening to our body.
Yes, yes.
How can we recognize this?
Well, the minute that we accept the idea that no matter what people do and say to us, or what I do and to myself, it's me that's always creating it. I attract other people's reaction to me. I attract diseases. But the minute you accept that it comes from inside of us, inside of you, it means you're in your heart. You're in your light. Because when you're in fear, you're in the dark. So you cannot find answers. But when you're in the acceptance mood, and you know that you have to accept it because it comes from you, no, even if you don't understand, it's okay. You will understand it with time. You have to remember that whenever it's the fear that decides for you, it's never the right decision. Sometimes the fear might win on you. You say, okay, I'm so afraid that I just can't go in the mountain. I know that down deep I would like to be able to go. I would like to go with my friends, but I'm too afraid. So you just accept that today you are too afraid, but it's just today. It's not permanent. It does. Tomorrow it might be different. Just by accepting it today, say, on one day I'll be able to listen to my need, but today my fear is too big. And other times you could say, okay, I know I'm afraid, but I'm going to go just the same. You might have the courage to overcome your fear.
And fight the fear.
Don't try to fight, because when you fight, you are saying that it's not good.
Okay.
We must not fight the disease, we must not fight anything, we just go with it. It's not bad to have fear, it's human, that's all. Okay, today I have a fear, but it's just today, don't make it permanent.
And so I understand that we have to think, feel and act in the same way, in unity. But we live in a society with many beliefs. What if what I feel and what I say starts a fight or hurts someone else?
But how do you know that it hurts someone else? Are you afraid that it might hurt someone else?
Maybe.
Because then that fear is not real, okay? So then you have to check to tell the other person, I feel like doing this, but I'm afraid it might hurt you. And somebody else is trying to make you feel guilty. It's just saying, well, you just think of yourself, you're just being selfish. Well, if they do that, it comes from you again. Remember, every reaction from the other person tells you something about yourself. It means that you are still guilty and you are still afraid to hurt the other person. But so just like you're not really sure if you have the right to listen to your need. Because I can assure you that when you listen to your need, even if the other person does not agree with it, the other person will say, well, I don't agree, but I guess it makes you so happy, so just do what you want, the other person will accept it. This is how I know if I accept myself or not.
So what I don't like in a person is something I don't accept and I don't like at myself?
Well, maybe you don't like something, but if you're not judging it, it's okay.
What does it mean to judge something?
Well, when you judge, it's good or bad. If somebody, let's say, speaks too loud,
yes,
and yelling, and I say, oh my God, why is she yelling like that? I can't stand it. Well, that means that when you yell, you do not like yourself. So you're not loving yourself. You're not accepting yourself doing that. If you don't accept it in the others, it becomes your mirror, because you don't accept it when you do it. Now, you might say, but I never do it. I never yell. Yeah, well, you are controlling yourself not to yell. But down deep, you might like to yell sometimes. I have over 30 types of workshop. We talk about different attitudes and different problems or beliefs that stop us from having confidence in ourselves or having less fear or whatever, the subject of the workshop. It always comes to the loving part. Love yourself as you are. Accept yourself the way you are. Even mostly what you don't like about yourself. This is what you have to accept.
How can you love everybody?
Well, loving, it's again like it's not like that to everybody. That's not love. Loving is just no judgment at all. I hope that in the years to come, instead of judging people who do bad things, we will realize that that person is not a bad person, it's just a suffering person. You have to suffer a lot to beat up children. You know, parents that beat up their children, it's because they are so suffering. They had the same treatment with their own parents. They're just kids that hurt, and they do the same to their own children.
What do we suffer of? Why are we afraid? What's behind that?
Well, it depends on the imagination of people. Some people have so much imagination, you have no idea. They're afraid of everything. And it makes their life miserable. Look at life through the eyes of your heart, which is observing. You can start screaming, you can start saying that life is unfair, why is this happening to me? Or you can go out of it and stop judging it as good or bad, because this is the big problem. When you're in your heart, when you're with this loving capacity, this observing capacity, there's nothing bad. There just is. There's always different experiences. All your life you have different experiences. Life cannot be always the way we want it.
Well, this was quite a lesson. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.